So, you decided to buy yourself a Land Rover. Well, these are things you're gonna have to do to make sure it doesn't get you stranded out on the trail. Today's video is about 5 things that we will be doing in future videos of how to get this thing more reliable, better on the trails, and maybe convince you to buy one yourself. So one of the first things we're going to be talking about is the engine of one of our 5 things that we're going to be fixing in future videos. The more specific about the engine is not the engine. The engine is not the fact that it's the underperformance and fuel economy, because those are terrible, but the cooling of this engine and its overheating properties. Because of the aluminum block with aluminum heads, there's a lot. Aluminum does this thing where it expands a lot and contracts a lot depending on the temperature. And so with both of those things being aluminum, the head gasket fails a lot. And another thing it does, not so much because of the heads being aluminum, just because of the block being aluminum, is the cylinder sleeves slip. And both those are very, very expensive fixes if you don't know how to do them, and really time consuming if you do them on your own. So to fix these issues, we'll be doing a few things, which we will be showing in a future video, but I'll just talk about them right now. Is one, the temperature gauge on the inside. Though it reads, it doesn't read accurately. It gets the operating temperature way too quick, and by the time your engine's overheating, it won't tell you until it's too late. Another issue is that the thermostat doesn't open up till 200 degrees. And for a lot of Land Rover owners' opinions and mechanics' opinions, that's too late. It should probably open up sooner. So we're replacing that with a lower temperature opening thermostat. The coolant that you use, and the engine oil that you use. Now, I will talk about the engine oil more specifically because I've already done that along with the coolant. But I'm not going to do an oil change video. If you don't know how to change your oil, there's 1,000 different videos on how to change your oil. But I specifically use a 1540. Now, I live in North Carolina, like I said earlier in one of my videos. So it gets really hot, but it doesn't really get that cold. So if you don't feel comfortable with running a 1540 in your engine, maybe bumping it down to a 1030, especially if you live in like the very high, like up north in colder climates where the oil will be so thick that your engine might not work. It might not get lubricated quick enough before it does damages. But here, like I said, in North Carolina, I use a 1540. So that's the issues with the engine. All right, guys, so we teleported to underneath the Land Rover, and the next issue we're going to be talking about is the front drive shaft. Now this drive shaft, the reason why it's notorious for failing is because it is, when I tell you, I can't even get my finger in between the catalytic converter and the drive shaft, and you also have your transmission here, so this area gets hot while you're normal operating. So we will be replacing this drive shaft with a greasable drive shaft and a thicker drive shaft. I don't know how much more thickness we can get out of it, but this drive shaft is known to fail, and when it fails, oh, it's a nightmare. It's gonna slap against your your transmission, against your catalytic converter, and so that, you know, catalytic converters are expensive, but transmissions are expensive too, so that is a very expensive fix for something that's very easily replaceable. I mean, even amateur mechanics like myself, I mean, it's 4 bolts up here, 4 bolts back here, and this thing comes out, and then you just put a new one in with 4 bolts, and so, or with 8 bolts total, I should say. So that's going to be something we'll be doing on a future video. So the next thing, guys, is the what the Land Rover community calls the three amigos, which is your hill descent, your traction control, and your ABS lights all coming on. And I'll clip a image into it because mine has already been fixed, which I, knowing that I was gonna be doing a video about this, I should have probably waited, but I will, I'll show you guys what it looks like I said, in a picture that I'll snip in here. But yeah, so the ABS, hill descent traction control, is caused by a few things. One of them being your ABS control module, which is this right here. It has either this can fail with the pump system itself, or the shuttle valves underneath, which both those, well, I should say the shuttle valve fix, I think it's like 30 bucks. It's really easy. You barely have to dismount this. You just have to access the bottom of it and then take them out and put them in. There are fixes where people keep them, they essentially do some wiring to it to make it work. But also the ABS sensors, sorry, not the ABS sensor, well, the ABS sensors, but also the wheel speed sensor, they get a lot of dirt and stuff on like that, so you might be able to just clean those and it might be that issue. Or, which was wrong with this one, not that this is a common issue for Land Rovers, mine was the front passenger side what is it called, wheel bearing, sorry, wheel bearing went bad. And so with the wheel bearing went bad, it was knocking the sensors on the wheel bearing, and so that is what caused it to fail. Another issue that plagues these Discovery 2s and Discovery 1s is the plastic. The plastic on these things shatter, not under any force, just being outside. I mean, the sun hits them and they get real brittle, and then they just essentially shake to pieces and break to pieces. So on this, we'll be doing a front and rear bumper, which I'm hoping by the time we get to that point, I'll be able to actually get one. Metal is expensive right now, as you guys know, with this crap economy in the United States. So as you can see, not just the front and the back, but we got our like, I don't know what these are called actually, but they're supposed to be plastic here, and on the other side, I think they're like, what are they called? Not like rain guards or whatever. Same thing with right here. This is missing its side. The rear bumper, we have the plastic fender here, but on this side, it's already fallen off. So that's going to be one of the things we're going to be fixing. That are notorious for all Land Rovers, not just mine. And now you can find some that still have its plastic and are in good shape, but it is something that plagues a lot of Land Rovers. So guys, for our fifth thing is the headliners. Now, though these plague a bunch of different vehicles and have a whole bunch of different causes, we haven't diagnosed what caused this one to sag in so many different places, but we are going to be replacing it with either another headliner or maybe doing a creative fix that might make the Land Rover look a little bit better, and we might not have to ever deal with another headliner. From what I see on the forums and a lot of people talking about is the sunroofs leak, and like I said, I don't know if that's our issue with why this is happening. This could just be because it's just it's a 2002 and it's been on the road for 21 years, and now the headliner started to give out, or it could be they got rain in it, or it could be the previous owners did something like fix one of the window motors and didn't install it properly. But either way, we'll in a future video we will be fixing this issue. And so thank you guys for watching the video. I promised my son I would say like, comment, and subscribe. But you guys, I want you to enjoy these videos. Don't feel like I'm doing this for the YouTube community. Community. I just wanted to do videos, and I just appreciate you guys watching. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please put them down in the comment section. I'll answer as much as I can, and if I can't answer them for you, I'll definitely send you guys in the right direction. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next video.